Anthony in Aiken, South Carolina. Hey, Anthony, what's up?
Hey, Tom. Real cogent conversation, actually. I can't agree more. I've been in private industry. I've worked for the feds. And like your caller from Indiana just said, outsourcing increases the federal oversight required. So not only do you have contractors, now you have more government employees. I guess, the interesting thing is we are still munching on FDR's legacy of spending to get us out of the Depression and that after World War II, whether it's infrastructure, parks, et cetera. All those things we like are from government spending.
Right.
The thing is, my original call was reducing the top tax rate and even calling it supply side, because if you understand the supply demand curve, it's ridiculous. You increase the supply of something, you crater what
crater prices.
But the whole point I was going to go is, what makes more sense? Realistically, lowering the tax burden on the middle class, let's say people from $50,000 to $120,000,
Yeah.
who will, serious reduction, who will go out and buy more cars, more motorcycles, more fishing.
After 9/11, when after 9/11, George W. Bush wanted to stimulate the economy, and his sales pitch was, I'm going to do a giant tax cut, and that's going to stimulate the economy. And he dropped the top tax rate on really, really rich people by 3, 4, 5%. I forget the exact numbers, but it was a substantial tax cut. And Bernie Sanders, pretty much single-handedly, stood up against this thing and said, I'm going to filibuster this unless you put in either it was $200 or $300 as a check that goes to every American. Every single American, a billionaire or somebody who's unemployed, but anybody who files a tax return, every single person gets this $200 or $300 check as a way of stimulating the economy, because Bush was selling this as an economic stimulus. And sure enough, in that first year, right after those checks went out, the economy kind of bounced back up, because what Bernie was doing was injecting money at the bottom of the economy. Same thing with President Obama. When he got his tax cut passed through with his stimulus, part of it was a year or 2 year pause on payroll taxes, or on half of them, on 2% of payroll taxes. So, over the long term, that would have been a bad thing for Social Security. But over the short term, what it did, once again, is it injected money into the bottom of the economy, into the pockets of people who are making, under 50 grand a year, under 70 grand a year, under 40 grand a year. And the result of that, of course, is that they spend all that money. And when you get, tens of millions of people spending even a couple of $100s, that is a significant economic stimulus. So, Anthony, you are spot on. Thank you very much for listening to SiriusXM in Aiken, South Carolina. We'll be back right after this.